who is originally from Puerto Rico and is a socialist councillor in Chicago.
Thank you. It's a real treat to be here today. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Rossanna Sanchez. I am one of 6 socialists elected to the Chicago City Council this past spring. When I saw the title of this plenary, it resonated deeply with me because I spent most of my campaign talking about imagination. The action of being able to imagine something different than what we have been forced to recognize as the only possible reality is indeed hard. But the reason why we were able to win our election is because enough people at this point are being able to start to imagine a society where we can all live dignified lives. And those people got organized in order to fight like hell to give wings to that vision, and it took flight. I was never a big believer in the electoral process. I'm Puerto Rican, born and raised in an archipelago that is a colony of the United States. Elections never really solved anything. It just changed who got to administer the colony. So I learned painfully early that the only way to have access to the resources we need is by organizing together and fighting for them. The first time I had to do it, I was 6 years old. My community had to come out and organize because the U.S. Navy base got access to the river that provided us with water, and they took it. So we would spend weeks without water. My community came together, organized, educated, made noise, and disobeyed, and we got our water back. After that fight, we had to continue to organize for every little thing. Everything was a fight. So I came to believe that elections were not the vehicle to achieve the lives that we deserve. Fast forward to this moment, it's hard to believe that we are pushing our imaginations with all the strength we got and getting ourselves in offices to facilitate the fight for bigger things. In Chicago, the Chicago Teachers Union just won a historic contract. It cost them 11 days on strike. But they rallied around their conviction that a different school system is possible. And the people responded and showed up and stood in solidarity. And we all won. Teachers are not allowed legally to go on strike or bargain around any issue that is not paid. But the teachers decided that as part of the contract negotiations, they would demand affordable housing and housing options for teachers, staff, and students. They brought to light the fact that there are around 16,000 CPS students who are homeless or house insecure. And with this ad, the teachers said to the mayor, we are not going to settle for just a raise. We want change that is transformative. We know what we need for our students to be successful. We can envision it. These teachers have massive, radical imaginations. In the end, they were able to get housing coordinators to address homelessness in schools. But the issue is now out there. The teachers know they don't have to settle for what the law says they can do. They will push for what is needed and for what is right. They are not done, and there is so much more to win. And it's taking imagination to think about how best to use elected positions to strengthen the struggle for socialism. From our seats, we were able to be on the picket lines every day with the teachers. We organized solidarity actions. We stood with the teachers in press conferences. We organized meals. We brought ponchos and hand warmers. When it was raining and it was cold, we marched with the teachers every day, and we made it clear that we would be behind them no matter what. From our seats, we make sure we use our offices and personnel to protect our immigrant neighbors from ICE when our stupid president decided to do raids. We organized Know Your Rights brigades and canvases and knocked on people's doors so they knew what to do when La Migra came to their doors. From our seats, we have been fighting for a budget as a city that takes care of everyone, and to make sure that we're getting the money we need from where it actually is at, in the pockets of the rich. We are making sure our offices and resources are available for the people who are organizing on the most important and urgent issues. Making sure that immigrants are safe in our communities, that Black communities are invested in, that there's housing for everyone, that our communities are safe, that people with disabilities and seniors have access to the resources they need, that LGBTQ people are supported, that there's healthcare for everyone, that every worker earns a wage that gives them the ability to take care of themselves and their families, and that they have a say over the way in which they provide their labor. That is not radical, but it takes imagination to be able to believe that a society that provides all of that is possible. Because we got into office, we are now able to pass the line of institutional power from our offices to the people in the front lines of the fight for equity and justice. And we are being held accountable at every step by people who chose to trust us with the radical imaginations and that push us with the radical imaginations. The reason why elections matter, and it matters to run candidates that won't compromise, is that it changes the environment in which we organize ourselves. I'm glad I got to expand the possibilities of organizing work and continue to foster and nurture that radical imagination we are so desperate to have become a reality. At the end of the day, what we want is to own our labor and put it to the service of our fellow human beings to create a society that is worth living in. And I believe that as hard as it is, we are on the path of doing just that. Capitalism will die because we are going to kill it. The world that we deserve. I believe it. Will you do a chant with me?
Yes.
I believe that we will win. 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 I believe that we will win.
Okay, that's the challenge for your next demonstration. Well, you better win. Okay, so our final speaker tonight is a TD for People Before Profit, member of the Socialist Workers Network, Richard Boyer. That's pretty hard to follow that.
Yeah, it can be quite depressing in the Dáil, the Irish Parliament,